Hello everyone, welcome back to the Vinci Code. In order to ensure that I don't run into any problems at all with the fact that this could delete my save states and the memory cards are still not working because I need to go back and load another previous save state in order to make them work, and they don't work on this one because I haven't saved properly even though I have saved properly. All that jazz. We are just going to continue and get this done today as quickly as we possibly can. I've got a few hours before I have to do something else today. And we're just going to continue with the save stating, not with anything else. I don't think there are...
Chateau Villette.
The Chateau Villette?
The very one. It's where Sir Lee Teabing lives.
So there are 10 missions in this game, and I'm halfway through the game right now. So I'm going to try and do each level completely in one video as best that I can. I don't think this one's very long, so it may not be 30 minutes.
These are friends, Remy.
No, you don't think it will be.
Then, sir, I have other household matters to attend to.
Very well. So, Robert, what brings you to the chateau at this most unfortunate hour?
Lee, we've come to talk to you about the Priory of Sion.
The Keepers. So, this is indeed about the Grail. What is it you want to know?
Well, first I'd like you to explain the true nature of the Grail to Miss Nauvoo.
Robert, you've brought me a virgin?
What?
Virgin is the term Grail enthusiasts use to describe anyone who has never heard the true Grail story.
I believe the lady here is in need of an education. How fortunate, then, that you've come to me. Only the worthy can find the Grail, Miss Nauvoo. The path to truth lies through the doors of my home, but they only unlock for the enlightened.
He's a bit eccentric, but we're safe here. I know he can help us figure out the cryptex. Just play along for now.
All right, Sir Teabing. I will find the path.
Okay, first thing we need to do is find the stairs going down. Here they are. Because I think there's our first secret down in the basement. Go through the door, move arrows and chairs and etc. Head forward to the left corner of the room and examine what's there. One of the covered chairs saves 3 secret items. There we go, copper coin. Head back upstairs. It's one of the 3 coins. I do want to unlock some of the. I do want to unlock the secret levels. I don't know if there's many more than 2 so far. I know I've unlocked 2, but we want to go and do this puzzle. And yes, again, for those who don't know, who have just joined me on this video, I am doing a guide following playthrough at this point. I wouldn't say this is blind anymore, even though I think I'm saying it's blind. It is blind, but I'm following a guide, and I really am not fussed.
Welcome to the Arthurian Legend Room. If you would take notice, there are 2 wonderful paintings depicting the tales of Arthurian knights, and at the doors you will find the armors that they wore. The Arthurian knights had their own heraldry, which is displayed on the shields. You, Miss Nauvoo, must discern which shield goes with each painting by placing the appropriate shield with its armor. If you examine a shield, I should be more than happy to tell you that knight's tale. This is Percival's shield. Sir Percival was one of the first knights to see the Grail. During his journeys, he came across the castle of the Fisher King, and in the sky above it saw an image of the Grail. Inside, he found that the Fisher King was quite ill and bedridden. But while Percival knelt beside him, a great procession walked down the hall. At the end of the procession, a lady carried a chalice, but Percival failed to inquire about it, and the king was not healed as a result. Percival vowed to find the Grail again someday, and became one of the 3 knights to embark on the final quest for the Holy Grail. Well done! Now, what of the other knight? He looks rather plain without his shield.
She with the cross on it. It's not any of them because that's got what looks like a some kind of wild animal that's obviously an aggressive one. Looks like a no, it's not a hyena. Is it a lion? I don't think it's a lion. I don't actually know.
My dear Sophie, this is the shield of Mordred. Mordred was King Arthur's son, who was born of Arthur's half-sister Morgana. When Arthur and Gawain were away from the kingdom, Mordred seized the throne and took his father's wife, Guinevere, as his own. In the final battle over the kingdom, Mordred fatally wounded Arthur, but was then defeated by Lancelot. One story states Lancelot executed Guinevere, believing she had taken part in the usurpation of the throne willingly, and entombed Mordred with her dead body, which he ate to stay alive until he eventually died of starvation.
Lovely.
This is the shield of Lancelot. Sir Lancelot was raised by Vivian, the Lady of the Lake. He was the epitome of chivalry and was always courteous, courageous, and kind. He became the first knight of the Round Table, but soon fell in love with Queen Guinevere. He slept with Guinevere behind Arthur's back, and when he did so, a broken shield that Vivian had given him became whole again. This is Galahad's shield. Sir Galahad was the son of Lancelot and became a knight of the Round Table. He saw a vision of angels guiding him to the Holy Grail. Thus, he was selected as one of the 3 knights who would go on a quest for it.
I think that's alluding to one of the Indiana Jones films. 3 knights that were given the quest to find the Grail and guard it.
Ah, this is the shield of King Arthur Pendragon. He became king when he pulled the sword Excalibur from a stone. Uther Pendragon, Arthur's father, was the previous owner of Excalibur. Before Uther died, he implanted the sword, which he got from the Lady of the Lake, into a stone, and said that whoever could remove it would be king. Of course, only his own magical bloodline could do so, and thus Arthur ruled over Britannia for many years. This is the shield of Sir Gawain. He was the most chivalrous of the knights and was bound by his honor to do what was right. He was the only knight brave enough to accept the challenge of the mighty Green Knight. Lancelot mistakenly slew Sir Gareth during a rescue of Guinevere, thus causing a bitter rivalry to form between Lancelot and Gawain, who was Gareth's brother.
So we need to take and put it on here.
Excellent, Miss Navoo. I trust the Arthurian legends are entertaining?
Yes, I quite enjoyed your tales.
Knights questing for the Holy Grail does make for an entertaining story. But I assure you that it is no mere cup.
I know, sometimes it's a ball.
No, my dear. You see, as a Grail historian, I'm often asked, where is the Grail? It is rare that people ask me, what is the Grail? Because everyone assumes that it is just an object. It is much more than that. Now that you know the question, why don't we see what answers we can find here?
Okay, so I'm supposed to figure out the password. And I don't really know where we would... Oh, hang on. I put it down. So what would it be normally? Ah, fuck it.
This is probably a passage from the Bible.
Solomon's Songs, verse 14, line 4, 3 words.
I think we need to search around some more.
Right, fuck it. We'll just put in the password. I know what it is. So what do I do in here? Can explore. You find out what is actually on the first two doors on your left of the room. Is back to the previous. So you started the first door leads to a small storage closet. Examine underneath the table to find the Venus sphere. So I don't think that's in here. Ah. Nope, no, that isn't anything. Is there anything anywhere at all?
Remy, how long have you worked for T-Bing?
My employment does not require me to answer personal questions. If you need some tea or cakes, I would be happy to fetch them for you.
We're bound to find something if we keep exploring.
No shit.
I do not need this. This is not important.
So where's the sphere? Is it in here? Or is it... Okay, I can't tell where that is. Examine under the table there, and you'll find... Oh, is that through that door? There we go. Right, nicely done. Can we save? proceed into the other door where the knight with the harp and shield stands guard. When you walk in the room, turn left and face the turn and hold up. Guard. When you walk into the room, turn left. Ah.
I thought you said the glare was not a cup.
It isn't, but as time progressed, the Holy Grail became Arthur's Grail. The legends were intertwined, and it was simply because poets and storytellers continually wrote about it and changed a few things here or there.
So that's why the glare became a cup?
Not exactly. I'll explain more later.
I need to move the tiles to form a picture.
Okay, so this is apparently is easy. Hit the bottom left. And the bottom left first, then the top left. Continue onward and continue on by hitting the top piece in the middle and the bottom piece in the middle. And finally, the one on the lower right side. Run back in the book Plaine room, run rightward in the dark corner, examine where you find the Da Vinci war chest. "14. Oh, my dove, in the clefts of the rock, in the secret place of the steep pathway, let me see your form, let me hear your voice, for your voice is sweet and your form is lovely." Run back in the run back in the book-laden room. Run rightward in the dark corner and examine what's there. There isn't a dark corner. Oh, it didn't say go through the fucking door. Hang on a second. Run rightward into the dark corner. Hang on a second. I was reading this wrong. Run into this book. Oh, okay. It didn't say run. It just said run into the book-laden room. Well, that could mean anything. It run into the room that you've just run in the door you've just opened. Maybe would be better. Grab it and search the table on your right, or you'll find sheet music. Run back to where you found the piano. Don't remember. Simply head back to the door you opened with the here password. See, this I'm actually not minding. This is actually quite cool. It would have, I don't know how you would find out what the password is for this is, but there you go.
Well done.
Oh, for God's sake, man!
The Grail operas of Wagner also speak of the Grail as a vessel in which the blood of Christ was gathered when he was killed on the cross.
But that is not true, is it?
That entirely depends on your interpretation. Grail can mean many things.
Are you familiar with the symbols for male and female?
Of course.
These are not the original symbols. These symbols originated as ancient astronomical symbols for the planet god Mars and the planet goddess Venus. The originals are far simpler. This is the symbol for male, the blade.
Quite to the point.
And this is the symbol for female, the chalice. Legend tells us the Holy Grail is a chalice, a cup. But the Grail's description as a chalice is actually an allegory to protect the true nature of the Holy Grail.
You mean the Grail is a woman?
Exactly. A woman who carried with her a secret so powerful that, if revealed, it threatened to devastate the very foundation of Christianity.
Who is she?
As I mentioned before, Da Vinci painted the true Grail. Come to the dining room when you're ready, and I will show you Da Vinci's painting.
Okay.
You told me you had a Da Vinci painting that would show us the true Grail?
Indeed I do. I assume you recognize this?
The Last Supper?
Yes. Da Vinci painted many secrets within it. Perhaps you can use what we discussed earlier to find a few of them yourself.
I will try.
Regrettably, we know how to open the Cyphex in your inventory. The game makes you go through the motions here before you can open the Cyphex. You need to examine the painting has to offer. The Grail on the left side, the V shape and the M shape, Mary and Peter. Examine each piece. Grail on the left.
Is that an actual image of the Grail?
It's hard to say. It's almost an optical illusion, is it not?
Did Da Vinci mean to say that there was a Grail cup?
Not at all. Since it's an illusory image, I would think he was saying quite the opposite. That the idea of the Grail as a cup is the fake story, and that the real story can be found elsewhere in the painting. It all goes back to the Sangreal.
I have never heard of it.
Sure you have. You're just used to hearing it called the Holy Grail. Holy Grail is the literal meaning of Sangreal. The phrase derives from the French Sangral, which evolved to Sangreal and was eventually split into two words, San Grial.
Does the world have anything to do with the French word sang, or Spanish sangre meaning blood?
Oh yes, the Grail has much to do with blood, but not in the way you might think. Let's look over the painting some more.
The V shape. The V shape.
There is a V shape right in the center between Jesus and John. Robert told me earlier that the V is an ancient symbol for the chalice.
This is quite true, but why would Da Vinci paint a feminine symbol into the Last Supper?
I don't know. It's a painting of 13 men.
Is it? Take a closer look.
M shape. Where's the fucking M?
That is a woman.
Surprise, surprise. It's no mistake either. Leonardo was skilled at painting the differences between the sexes, but our preconceived
I can't see the M
notions are
shape.
so powerful that our mind blocks out the incongruity and overrides our eyes.
Who is she?
There are other clues within the painting that may reveal her name. Look again.
There's the M shape. Doesn't say that. So what this means is examine the Grail sign, the V sign, then Mary, then the M sign appears.
That looks like an M between Jesus and that woman.
A bit too perfect for coincidence, wouldn't you say?
Why is it there?
Countless Grail-related works contain the hidden letter M, whether as watermarks, underpaintings, or compositional illusions. Conspiracists will tell you it stands for matrimonia.
You mean marriage? Jesus was married to this woman?
Their marriage is part of the historical record. These are photocopies of the Nag Hammadi and Dead Sea Scrolls, the earliest Christian records. Troublingly, they do not match up with the Gospels in the Bible. The Gospel of Philip is always a good place to start. And the companion of the Savior is Mary Magdalene.
I feel that this game has just picked up a level of interest, even though I haven't enjoyed it, but this I'm actually liking. I think it's the history that I enjoy.
Her more than all of us.
Jesus was married to Mary Magdalene, the prostitute?
Magdalene was no such thing. That unfortunate misconception is the legacy of a smear campaign launched by the early church to cover up her role as the Holy Grail. The early church needed to convince the world that the mortal prophet Jesus was a divine being. Therefore, any Gospels that described earthly aspects of Jesus' life had to be omitted from the Bible.
Like his marriage.
I think we've got what we need to solve the cryptex, Sophie.
There's more to find in Da Vinci's painting of the Last Supper, if you are interested, of course.
Peter looks like he is threatening Mary.
Peter was definitely one of Mary's detractors. After Jesus died and was reborn, there were many debates over who should continue his church. But Mary can tell you that in her own words. Here, read this passage from her gospel.
And Peter said, "Did the Savior really speak with a woman without our knowledge? Are we to turn about and all listen to her? Did he prefer her to us?" And
I
Levi
don't know
answered,
why. I've not seen
"You've
the
always
word that
been
you
hot-tempered.
used to open up
Now I
this
see you contending against the woman like an
ciphics
adversary.
or cryptics.
If the Savior
I've
made
not
her
seen
worthy,
this word come up
who
at
are
all.
you indeed to reject her? Surely the Savior
And there's so
knows her
much that
very
you
well.
miss in this game. If you don't
It's what he
listen
loved
carefully,
her
you
more
miss
than
it.
us. So Peter disliked her because
I know, I'm
Jesus
talking
favored
over
Mary
the
over
thing.
him?
Sorry.
Not only that, the stakes were far greater than mere affection. At this point in the Gospels, Jesus suspects he will soon be captured and crucified. So he gives Mary Magdalene instructions on how to carry on his church after he is gone. As a result, Peter expresses his discontent over playing second fiddle to a woman. I dare say Peter was something of a sexist.
This is St. Peter, the rock upon which Jesus built his church.
The same, except for one catch. According to these unaltered Gospels, it was not Peter to whom Christ gave directions with which to establish the Christian church. It was Mary Magdalene.
Ah,
You are
that's
saying
the
Christian
clue.
church was to be carried on
He
by a
says it a
woman?
few times.
That was the
But
plan.
you wouldn't know that.
Jesus was the original feminist. He intended for the future of his church to be in the hands of his wife.
There's nothing else to find in here, is there? No. So the clue that the puzzle is, why do you switch to that? I've missed out a word. I've missed out a letter. M-A-G D D A L N-E-N-E.
Did you hear?
Give the cryptex to me.
Quickly, to the basement.
The basement?
It has a safe room.
Still more of this. Oh, there's
Robert,
still a
do
little
you
bit
know
more
who
of
that
this.
was?
I can't be certain, but I believe he's the one who killed Sister Sandrine.
Obviously, he's interested in you now, and he specifically wants the cryptex. This won't do at all.
Is there a way out of here that doesn't go through him?
Well, if he's found you here, he obviously is resourceful. Someone will have to go up there and knock him out.
I'll do it.
Don't be ridiculous. You are in no condition to fight that monster.
I doubt very much you could knock him unconscious, Miss Naboo. But I'm afraid she's right, Robert. Perhaps if we had some sort of weapon. Ah, yes.
What? Do you have a gun?
I'm a good shot with a pistol.
No, nothing quite so barbaric. Take a look at this.
Da Vinci's drawing of a ballista? You don't have one, do you?
Oh, I think he does.
I'm afraid I don't have all of one, but I do have the frame right here.
What good is that if it does not work?
Well, it occurred to me that we might be able to make it work with some of the artifacts I have upstairs. Remy is something of an engineer in his spare time.
Very true.
What do you have upstairs that would make it work?
Why, the other pieces of the ballista. There are unique properties to each piece, and I was studying them in different rooms of the house. They are, most unfortunately, scattered about and quite heavy.
Then I will get them for us.
That's very brave, Sophie, but I really think I should go with you.
If you insist, Robert. But let me handle moving the large pieces. A good gust of wind could bowl you over right now.
If you insist, my lady.
You need to fight Silas 3
Miss
times.
Naboo, do be
Each
careful.
time you defend have to fight
I
him.
doubt very much
Otherwise
that
the
Robert
victory
will be
off.
more than a distraction
He's
for this
first
giant of a man,
he's
but
grabbed near the
Robert
piano,
does have
a
the
globe.
cryptex, and that's the only thing this lunatic seems to want. If Robert should get into trouble, use a mace or a fire poker, whatever you can find to stop that monster from killing Mr. Langdon. We still need him if we want to find out where the cryptex leads.
Don't worry. I won't leave Robert to die. We'll get through this, Sir TB. Sir B. Together or not at all?
Sophie, let's go. I don't see him out there.
Checkpoint reached. So where's the first piece? First piece you grab is near the piano. A globe. Right, okay.
The keystone belongs to man who stay. Give it to me now!
Oh, I could use a little help here.
The pain only cleanses my soul of what you forced me to do.
I am warning you. I am an agent of the Judicial Police and...
Die!
seem God's hand is fallible.
It's going to take a lot more than that to stop him. Let's get this ballista piece to the elevator.
The second piece of is a piece of wood in the third. Simply look for. Okay, so he goes to where the items are. He's not. Oh, what's that? Oh, hello,
This should be
bandage.
useful.
That wasn't there before, I'm pretty sure. There's that. There's Robert.
You just don't give up, do you?
You will not displace our faith. God's hands are upon you, heathens.
Like you displaced Sister Sandrine?
Is life not sacred to your religion?
She was working against God. She scorned the work of Manus Dei, as did the Seneschal and that lying worm they call their Grandmaster.
No!
You!
He took quite a lot of health.
Sophie, I'm sorry.
Let's get this ballista piece to the elevator. That monster's rage is endless.
Yeah, he was the one that killed. So I could die if I get hit one more time. Now where's Langdon?
We must have missed something. Let's explore a little more.
So what's the last piece? So we're basically at the end. It's not that. Large metal piece.
Oh!
You murderer!
It is not murder when it is God's will. God does not suffer lies, and with their dying breaths, that is all that the Seneschal could speak. God will suffer your lies no more.
Murder is the greatest sin, no matter what the reason!
The teacher is wise. He knows what evils are necessary for good to be achieved.
Teacher? Sophie, get back! What was that about a teacher?
Someone told this man to kill my grandfather. We must find out who.
That bookcase isn't going to stop him. Let's get the last piece of the ballista into the elevator.
Alright, that is where the video here is going to end, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is actually getting a little bit interesting now. The first initial levels, like especially like the third level in where you've got to do the bridge, that where I think it's really where it just lacked a certain something. But now this game is starting to get a little bit more intriguing, to the point where it's actually piquing my interest. I know Merrick won't want to hear that, But that's my feeling at the moment. I'm sure we will do a podcast on this at some point. I have suggested it. Did suggest it for Sunday night, this being the bank holiday Monday of the coronation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla. Queen Camilla, not Queen Constant, Queen Camilla. And this is the Monday, the bank holiday. It's 11:30. I think we're on stage 6 now, so we're actually probably in a good way to getting this game moved along a little more. So that's it, guys, for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.